everyone, welcome back to Study to Pro.
So today we're going to be doing a time management tips video. We're going to be showing you 5 tips that we use and have learned throughout the years to help us get everything we need to done and make sure that we have a good time managed life.
And let's get into it.
So our first tip is to prioritize your tasks. So the first thing you can basically do is make sure you have a detailed list of everything you need to do, and you can add as much or as little as you need to add based on your workload that specific night. And then next to your to-do list, if there are some more important things you need to do and you know you have to get those done, I would recommend putting asterisks next to them just to make sure that you know which ones you have to get done because they're the largest and most pressing tasks. For example, if you have a big project due the next day, make sure you prioritize that and do that first rather than doing a smaller, say, worksheet that's due in a week. And then our second tip is to estimate the time a task will take and then set a timer according to that time you allot. So the first thing you do with this tip is you give yourself a time limit for each task, and then you set a timer, and then after that you exclusively work on that one assignment for the whole time that your timer runs. If you finish your task early, you can start the process again if you would like to, or say you just had 5 minutes left, you could take a short break with that extra time. But then if you don't finish, you should make sure that you can finish the task, and how you do this is you add small increments of additional time. So say you already ran out of 30 minutes, then instead of adding another 30 minutes, you add 10 minutes at a time until you finish the task.
So tip number 3 is pretty similar to the last tip, and basically it is setting a universal timer. So to do this, you should pick an amount of time, such as 10 to 30 minutes, and then spend that amount of time on every major task or subject. This really helps because then when you finish doing this, you've at least started every assignment or class that you need to do homework for, and that way you really can de-stress because you know you don't have this big looming project that you still have to do. And so also you may finish in that amount of time and feel really good about it because you finished an entire assignment in a small amount of time. The next tip is to plan your workload for when you will realistically have time. So at least one day to week in advance, or you can do it at the beginning of the week. You should think of when you'll have blocks of time available. So specifically think of each day and think what specific time periods you will have available to do your homework. And then you can start thinking of what you will do in that amount of time. So if you need to practice an instrument, you can plan when you'll do that. Or if you have a specific assignment you know you'll need to do, you can plan that. And just make sure you do not overplan a block of time and put way too many things for one time period. Also, if you know you're not going to have enough time one day to do everything you need to do, think about doing extra work in advance so that you can keep your schedule and stick to your schedule.
And then our fifth and last tip is to utilize all your free time. This tip is especially useful during school, especially if you know that you'll have any spare time, or say you finish a test early and your teacher hasn't told you what to do yet. Then you can just bring out some extra work and be working on that to save yourself some time during the nighttime when you usually do your homework. So the main part of this tip is that you are always prepared. If you know that you'll have any spare time at all, you'll be making little to-do lists and just bringing the extra worksheets, or say a book if you have reading to do, around, so that if you have that time, you'll be able to get it done earlier. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you picked up some tips that will help you time manage your life better.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you know anyone else who would enjoy it, please share it with them. And we will see you next Tuesday. Bye!